We're going to go ahead and discussion and possible action. Number 3, discussion and possible action for approval of bills, payroll, and monthly reports. As always, we'll start with our treasurer. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, my friend?
Very well, Judge. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Raul Reyes, County Treasurer, for the record. This morning, Your Honor, I have the presentation of bills and disbursements and the monthly report for July 2025. This period for the bills and disbursements is from August 8th through August 21st, 2025. You'll notice in the next slide that we do have 279 checks ready to be processed for the payment of 399 invoices. That represents a disbursement amount of $2,491,559.53. We also have 147 electronic fund transfers ready to be processed once approved for the payment of 454 invoices, and that disbursement amount, Judge and Commissioners, is $2,978,672.78. Prior to today's meeting, we did release 94 checks, and that was for the payment of 190 invoices. That disbursement amount was $149,991.57, and 2 EFT payments for the payment of 3 invoices, and that disbursement amount was $187,907.43. And of course, that was as per general order for the energy assistance vouchers, materials and supplies, trainings, lease contracts, and utilities. I'm not sure if you have any questions regarding this first portion.
Any questions, colleagues?
Move to approve the disbursement as per the general order and the checks that are now pending.
Second.
Motion seconds. Any opposed? Motion carries.
We did have some requests by departments, so we did have to release 11 checks outside of the general order that requires payment ratification. That was for the payment of 30 invoices, and that was $135,643.97. One of them was a tax refund, which is very rare that we had so little this month. Normally, that's a large chunk. We had 2 that were forfeiture funds, and we had 8 requests by departments. You'll notice there, going back and forth, a lot of them had to do with the SAM's account, which I believe that they're going to be proposing some, possible solutions moving forward for the future. Other than that, that is what I have for the payment ratification.
Very good.
Move to ratify.
Motion seconds. Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is for informational purposes only, and that's the payroll liability and disbursement of funds. So you'll see there that the total net wages, county contribution, and payroll deductions, that total disbursement for the pay period of July 25th, 2025 through August 7th, 2025 was $4,886,640.49. The last item under this first portion of my report is the Casablanca Golf Course requirement of funds. The approved estimated amount for the 22nd of August was $51,000. That actually came out to $40,449.46. You'll notice there the revenue for that period listed and provided by the Casablanca Golf Course. And of course, for this upcoming September 5th pay date, we're going to continue to utilize that $51,000 just to be on the safe side.
Motion to approve the 51,000. Motion to approve not to exceed 51,000.
Second.
Motion seconds. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. The next item is my monthly report for July 2025. You'll notice there that at the end of July 31st, 2025, our cash on hand was $254,348,383.29. Our investment portfolio was at $62,271,360.41. The total county portfolio at the end of July was $316,619,743.70. You'll notice there that our cash amount is at 80.3% and our investment is at 19.7%. In terms of our interest rate of return that you'll find on pages 13 and 14 of the monthly report that was provided to y'all on Friday, you'll see there how much we generated in depository interest income, how much we generated in investment pool interest income, and of course our investment interest rate income. You'll see the weighted averages also by our broker dealers, Fado Wealth, Great Pacific, Multi-Bank Securities, and our advisors, Cresta Advisors. So for the month of July, we generated $887,106. Year to date, we're at $8,167,491.
That's on interest alone?
That's on interest alone, yes, for this fiscal year. Last fiscal year, we were at $11,000, but obviously, you know, rates were a lot higher.
11 million, you mean?
I'm sorry?
11 million.
11 million, yes, I'm sorry. And rates were a lot higher back then.
Judge, if I may?
Yes,
You want
please.
to bring up item 28 now?
Item 28. Let's go ahead and look at it in the
Is that the
regular
investment one?
one? The investment one? Yeah, let's bring it up.
Move to bring up item 28.
Second, any opposed? Yes, sir, we got it right here. Okay. Let me go ahead and read it. Discussion and possible action to approve the Webb County investment policy for fiscal year 2025-2026 in compliance with the Texas Public Funds Investment Act, Texas Government Code Chapter 2256 and 2257, and authorizing filing of the policy. Go ahead, Commissioner.
No, I just.
Follow you.
Yeah, so this is routine, it's standard. Every year we have to approve an investment policy. This year, I just wanted to continue the success that we've had. I also shared with you, Judge and Commissioners, a graphic of what our investment income has been with the prudent diversification of our investment portfolio. As you know, prior to me taking office, the county only utilized pools. Since taking office and being designated as your investment officer, we have, through the guidelines of the Texas Public Funds Investment Act, diversified our portfolio, presented several changes to the investment portfolio to continue to enhance and take full advantage of the market and the instruments available to us. I also want to point out that it is important that the primary focus is never to see how much money we're going to get out of these investments. It's always liquidity, right? In the event that the county needs those funds, that we don't get a loss when we have to pull that money for whatever projects y'all decide. We're very fortunate that throughout the years we've had a lateral approach in terms of making sure that we invest in instruments that will mature 2, 3, 4 years from now. So this policy represents that moving forward. Obviously, we want to make sure that the court also understands that, as the current market condition continues to play out, the Fed is expected to, perhaps maybe cut three cut rates this year. So we want to make sure that we're prepared moving forward to continue our investment strategy and lateral approach.
Who makes the I'm sorry, for me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who makes the decision now, just solely you, or how is it done?
At the moment, it's me, Commissioner, and that is obviously I don't, take this responsibility lightly. But yes, at the moment, it is me.
It's been, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because the staff had asked me some certain issues, and like I say, I think you've been performing obviously well, when the rates are increasing. Now, you have to take certain classes, right?
Yes, absolutely. And every year I not only take the continuing education, but I am also part of the Texas Association of Counties Investment Academy. I've been, a proud member in compliance for over 5 years now.
Okay, do you have to have any kind of certification to do that?
Just the requirements that, are posed by the Texas Association of Counties.
Because I think the budget officers would like to be included, I guess, if nothing else, just to be aware of when you're making changes. They asked if we wanted to, and I'm not sure I want to get that deep into the woods, but I think having
Well, I do want to mention one thing to ease people's mind. The whole investment approach has been very transparent, and I am.
I don't think anybody's
no,
questioning
I
that.
know, but I'm one of the only treasurers that I come before you every single month, and I give you this information on a monthly base and not quarterly. And when we do decide to invest, we do so obviously looking at market and obviously making these projections with experienced, brokers that assist the county, not only in the advisory capacity, but also as our brokers that y'all approve every year.
Raul, if I may. I think you're doing an exceptional, I think
Thank
we
you,
all, we all feel like you're doing an exceptional job. We're not questioning your, we're not questioning what you're doing, and I don't, just look at your performance. I mean, you're obviously, we're making a lot of money on the interest alone. That's why I brought it up and asked the question. But I also do feel, and it's, look, and this is a part that I think, and there's a lot of things in my office that I also like think about it like this. What if I'm not here tomorrow? Things might be running smoothly. Let's just say you're not a treasurer tomorrow, and God forbid somebody comes in that all of a sudden, because they have this authority, unilateral authority on their own, it could create a problem, and that's a situation I don't know if we want to get into, especially somebody with the monies that are in front of you as they are. I don't think it has anything to do with you. I just think it's protecting the position and the court's position. So I also would like to see, if possible, maybe the budget officers have some kind of, I don't want to say, it's just transparency in a sense. You've been doing a really good job of that. This has nothing to do with that, but it's just more of just working together and making sure that they're also not caught off guard, in a sense. And that's the way I'm looking at this, because I don't have anything negative to say. You've done
Thank you.
Extremely good job.
Yeah. What I can do, if it pleases the court, is I can, draft and work with civil legal to draft maybe an advisory type committee. And the reason why I say advisory type is that I would hate for the county to lose out on opportunities. I've seen this, I hear this from my colleagues across the state that have investment, committees. And sometimes these instruments, as you know, those of you who have been, involved in investments, these things only come at you in a splits of a second, and you need to make those, important decisions in terms of investments. And, having an investment committee meeting on, let's say, monthly or quarterly.
No, we understand what you're saying. You're just,
But-
it's time sensitive.
But excuse me, but real quick, but may I intervene there?
Yes.
I don't mind that. I actually like it. The only thing is, if it's an advisory, so let's just say they're going against, let's just say Mr. Medford and Lalo are going against what you're saying, then I think maybe it would behoove in the contract to say that it needs to come to Commissioner's Court for the tiebreaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a sense. Because if they're okay with it, by all means, do it.
Yeah.
But if all of a sudden they're in a disagreement with it, now you're kind of trumping them every time, so what good is an advisory board if it's really not going to go anywhere after that?
Okay.
So I don't mind it, but maybe on a tiebreaker, let it come to Commissioner's Court, and it kind of now plays a little bit of, do we really need to get involved? No, but in cases like this, well, let's look into it. And then
Okay.
we'll get your play, and we'll get you, we'll hear you out. That's the way I'm looking at that.
Can the policy be amended at any time?
Yes, Commissioner,
Okay.
it can.
And not that I want to or anything. I think, again, I think you're doing an exceptional job. Has nothing to do with you. I just think for the future, the way we're going to structure this, it needs to be long-term.
I have a question, Judge,
Yes, please.
for legal. Is the treasurer's authority mandated by statute, or is it an authority granted by Commissioners Court?
I believe it's granted by the Commissioners Court.
Okay.
Well, yes,
It's a combination of both.
Yeah, you have- there's
Yeah,
statute.
it is in the statute, but ultimately, the members of the Commissioners Court has the authority to designate who they want to be as their investment officer.
how do we handle the cash mainly, and how much cash do we usually have?
Somebody owes lunch.
So in terms of the cash basis, what we have, we're taking full advantage, as you notice in the report, we're taking full advantage of the rates with the pools. So when rates, in essence, are high enough that exceed our depository rate, we technically put a large amount into the pools. Right now, we will be looking at obviously diversifying, and there are months where we analyze the cash flow as well. That's also very important because we do know that there are certain months, especially during these months, that money is not coming in, and we have major expenses,
But
payroll.
how are you investing like, just say it's cash, say you got $10 million cash extra? Is it on an overnight, on a daily accrual, or are you having to buy CDs, or what are you doing?
Well, we buy CDs, we buy instruments, treasuries. I think what we try and look at, and I can share this data with you, what we try and look at is our maturity schedule and pinpoint the areas where we have nothing that will be maturing, 2, 3, 4 years from now. To make sure that we lock in these rates that are well above the 4.1%, so that in the event at the end of this year, rates do drop significantly, we will still be maturing at the higher 4 rates without jeopardizing the financial position of our county.
Now, our treasuries obviously are the most secure, but is it the best instrument? Because
The treasury bills are so far what we've been, venturing into, CDs as well. If you notice in your investment policy, we did add First National Bank as a possible authorized investment opportunity. Because right now they do have CDs yielding way above the 4.2% mark.
but how do you get secured on that?
I'm sorry?
How are you secured on that?
Well, all of our investments are secured in terms
CDs.
of the CDs. Not only that, but we do a comprehensive analysis on on each instrument, and we try to ensure that they're above the AAA ratings when we.
We'll have a private conversation, I guess, on that.
How about the money markets accounts on the everyday cash? Are those also bearing interest?
They are, but we have seen that the investment pools that are provided through Texas Class and of course in this case Lone Star, they are yielding higher than our money market accounts. When it comes to money market accounts, when we have maturities that are maturing with any of our brokers, in this case whether it be FARO, Great Pacific, Multi-Bank Securities, they move those funds into a money market account. It continues to generate until they provide, recommendations that we look at ultimately and decide, yes, because this matches what we want long term, and we reinvest those funds.
Very well. Thank you. I got no other questions. Does anybody else? Again, I want to let you know you're doing an incredible job.
Thank you, Judge.
This has nothing to do with your performance. I've been very happy. I've already told you a million times that I think, we're making good money. Very proud to have that and the money that we're doing. So the only thing that I would recommend, how do you want to structure it? I'm going to ask you, how do you want to structure it?
If you would like, I would, highly recommend that perhaps maybe an advisory committee. If that's what the court, chooses, I'll get with civil legal and we can come back and, amend the investment policy.
Just that little part, I think that'd be
Yeah.
prudent. Okay.
And I think, like in every organization, a succession plan is recommended. And, let's say if you were to, want to venture off somewhere else, I guess it's in the county's interest to
Ill or
understand.
incapacitated.
Sorry?
Ill or incapacitated.
Yeah, and so it's in the county's interest to go ahead and have a structured plan in place. And I just want to tell you that I'm impressed on the knowledge and investment skills that you've, provided for the county.
Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate that.
Okay, I guess we could come back and get with civil legal, and we'll bring it back.
We'll let you,
We have 4 meetings this next month, so we're okay.
Yeah. No worries.
We're good. I guess we'll just go ahead and leave it there. No action taken.
Okay.
you
So
work with Nathan, I guess.
should I go back to my report?
Yeah, is there,
Oh, you hadn't finished your
No,
report?
I haven't finished.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Just the check issues, you'll find this on page 16, based on the meetings that we've had.
That's fun. Can I go back to my report?
The total with accounts payable, payroll, and payroll liabilities is $24,036,465.39. Our sales tax revenue, we continue to outperform budget expectations. This month in particular, we generated $406,119 above what we had projected. That total income was $2,572,786. In terms of our mixed beverage tax revenue, you'll see the full report on page 19, but for July, that revenue generated $52,268.15. In terms of the Webb County rents and leases paid, everything is pretty much standard, nothing out of the ordinary. The full report is on page 21 to 27. Permanent school fund, you'll see there from Highway 44, Highway 59, the 118 plus the 2,000, that's $140,197.23. We did have some payments that were received with respects to this particular month that were reported last month but are in this, report. And you'll see the full detail on page 29. In terms of the Tex-Mex parking lot. Well, the good thing is that, there is an agenda item to finally move forward with the action that the court took at the last meeting for a new software operating system. So we're excited on that. We feel that it will continue operations and will no longer hinder, because if you notice, having to continue to send the CPU to Canada and do our own,
Everybody needs a
rebooting.
problem child. This is yours.
Yeah, but we are on track. They say 5 years, but I think if we operate properly and with the new system, I think within 3 years, we'll break even.
All right,
So-
sounds great.
Other than that, Judge and Commissioners, that's all I have this morning.
Motion to accept report. Motion second, any opposed? Great job.
Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you. Likewise.